What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 21 Manchester United career mode. This is episode number 2, and we have got an awful lot to get through today. We're going to start today's episode by playing the final game in our pre-season tournament. A win or a draw against Leverkusen will take us through to the semi-final stage, which gives us a bit of an opportunity to get some more money. We've still got, in terms of the transfer budget, £117 million to spend. So there may be another signing or two. Hopefully we can actually get some players out of the club as well, because the transfer hub that we've got at the moment, in terms of the players who we've got transfer listed, is still quite long in terms of players like Marcus Rojo, Phil Jones, Luke Shaw, Jesse Lingard, Daniel James, all still at the club who are available for a transfer. And also, today, we will play our first game of the Premier League season, which is against Newcastle, I believe. It is indeed, at home. I've been trying to have a little bit of a mess around with things like the schedules. So, the one, whether it works or not, I don't know. We'll have to keep experimenting with it. But we've got rest day before a match, recovery day after a match, and intermittent training at this moment in time, just to build the players up a little bit in pre-season. Once we've done the pre-season tournament, I will probably change the weekly plan to only training. I think that's what we'll probably do. I haven't made any changes as yet to any kind of development plans, really. The one player who we have set a development plan for is Upamecano. His training at the moment, is set to a ball-playing defender, which in terms of his passing will improve his vision, his long pass and his short pass, also improve his ball control a little bit and his balance. It does affect some of his defending and physical attributes as well, but to be honest, they're already quite good. So he's the only player at the moment who has a development plan. I'll probably look a little bit more at that in time for the next episode. Now, another thing that I've done off camera is I have set up another youth scouted network. I've done it in the United States because one of our objectives, if you remember back to episode 1, was to set up or try and bring some players through from North America. Now, whether this will work in terms of that objective, I'm not quite sure as it stands. It could do, or the objective could mean that we actually have to go out and buy a player from North America, which as it stands at the moment, don't think we'll do. We've got a transfer offer for Marcus Rojo, 4.3 million from Montpellier. So let's have a little look at this. He's worth 4.1. To be honest, 30 years old, 68k a week. We do want to get him out of the club, so I'm going to accept that one straight off the bat and let him go and negotiate with Montpellier. So our first game of today's episode, which is against Leverkusen, the third group game in the pre-season tournament. We are going to quick sim that, and we'll have a look at how we get on. Hopefully a win or a draw. We actually get a 2-1 victory. Mason Greenwood on the score sheet, on the score sheet twice, actually. Scored in the 3rd minute, and in the 55th minute, they got a late goal through Amiri. So that will take us through to the semi-final stage of this competition, where we will be facing Napoli. Okay, tough game for us in the semi-finals, but a chance to get a little bit more money into the club. We've already got some prize money in here, 2.25 million as it stands. That's really, really good. Leicester City have shown interest in taking Andreas Pereira on a 1-year loan deal. I actually might take this offer up. We seem to be pretty stacked in terms of midfielders in the club at the moment. And I'm not too sure about Pereira, whether I can fit him into this squad in the future or not. 24-year-old Brazilian, you never know, some of his attributes might go up a little bit, so I'm going to accept that offer from Leicester for him to go out on loan. So the transfer of Marcus Rojo to Montpellier is off, talks have broken down, so he is going to be going nowhere as it stands. I'm wondering if it's something to do with the fact that we've got the transfer negotiations on strict as to whether that is having any kind of effect on us at the moment. We are going to have our semi-final Continental Cup competition against Napoli. I'm going to quick sim it again, but I think that we need to change a couple of players in the team first. So there we go, changes made. We had a few players who weren't quite at full fitness, so we'll quick sim this game against Napoli and see what sort of result we get. 2-2, and we win 5-4 on penalties. So really good stuff for us. That gets us some more money. I think we're going to face Dortmund in the final by the look of it. Again, we won't play that. We will quick sim it. But let's see how much more money that has generated for us if we move over to the office. And there's another transfer offer for Marcus Rojo and Luke Shaw. We've got another 3.1 million in the bank. Luke Shaw has got interest from Napoli for 25.2 million. Now, we did sign Alex Telles in episode number 1, so Luke Shaw's actually worth 26.5. We're going to go and negotiate this and see if we can get a bit more out of Napoli. Okay, so 25.2 million isn't bad. We'll propose a new transfer fee, and I'm going to see if I can squeeze a little bit more out of them. Let's go for 29.5 million as it stands and see what they think about that. It's difficult to put a deal together. We rate him highly. We're prepared to increase the offer to 25.2. Now, he is worth a little bit more than that, so we'll counter that, and we'll go for the 26.5 asking price, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, advance and submit offer. Let's see if we can get this deal done with Luke Shaw. That's their final offer. So 25.2, we would lose just over a million on that, but 25.2 million isn't to be scoffed at. We need to get Luke Shaw out of the club because Telles is going to be our first team left back, and obviously we've got Brandon Williams who is going to be the backup. So that deal's done. Hopefully they can agree personal terms. Second transfer offer has come in from Marcus Rojo. This time it is from Ibar, and they want to pay exactly the same price actually as what Montpellier did. So we'll accept that one straight away. And fingers crossed that one goes through this time. So more transfer news. Pereira has been loaned out to Leicester City. So that's good news for him. Good news for us. It gets him off our wage book a little bit. No more news as it stands on the offers for Luke Shaw. But we shall see. We'll simulate all these. See how they go through. Fitness has gone down a little bit more. Sharpness up, which is good. I do need to change this around a little bit as well, by the way. I'm going to do it once we've got a little bit more time. But we've got the final of the pre-season tournament coming up against Dortmund. So I've got a transfer offer for Lee Grant, who is on the list. So he's our 37-year-old goalkeeper. This is from Norwich for £37,000. Again, that's above his valuation. Only worth £35,000. And he's on £20,500 a week. Let's accept that. Let's wish him all the best and hopefully get him out of the door. So final of the pre-season tournament against Dortmund. Fingers crossed we can get ourselves a win. Let's have a look. And we lost on penalties. Oh well, never mind. At least we made it to the final and we made ourselves a little bit of money along the way. Once again, transfer talks are broken down with Marcus Rojo. We cannot get him out of this club. Luke Shaw has been sold to Napoli for 25.2 million. The board have allocated 22 million exactly to the transfer budget. Villarreal have come in for Marcus Rojo this time. Is it going to be third time lucky? A little bit less money, but still more than his transfer value. So we will accept that offer once again. There's been an offer for Diego Dallo, who is... What's this say? Porto have reached out to us to say they're willing to offer Ziluiz an additional fee of 1.3 million in exchange for Diego Dallo. So they're offering as a player. So we'll check this out. See what the guys... I mean, this guy's 29 years old and rated at 77. We are going to go and negotiate this. You can view the exchanged player in the hub. That's actually really good. I like that. I do like that. He's a striker. Not exactly what we're looking for at this moment in time, but we'll go and negotiate anyway. He's worth 14.5 million. We'll see if we can just get the money instead. So we're going to remove the exchange player, and we're just going to propose a new transfer fee. I mean, he's 21 years old. I mean, let's see if we can get the 14.5 million out of FC Porto. I don't think that they're actually going to pay this, but let's see what they say. I can understand you not being willing to let Dallo go. We can offer the 14.5 million to make the deal happen. So I may have just undersold Diego Dallo there. But he's going to go off and he's going to negotiate with FC Porto. Right, so Lee Grant's transfer to Norwich has broken down. They could not agree on terms. So Lee Grant, as it stands, remains a Manchester United player. Jeez, the offers are raining in for Marcos Rojo. Everybody wants him, but he doesn't seem to want to go anywhere at this moment in time. Villarreal, he's still negotiating with. Fiorentina have come in with 4.2 million, so we'll accept that. Surely we can get him out of this club at some stage. Speaking of talks that have broken down, Diego Dallo's move to FC Porto's broken down. Another deal that could not be agreed. Everton would like to buy Daniel James for a fee of £17.1 million. He's worth 15. I wonder if we could squeeze 20 out of them. Let's try and negotiate with Everton. There is Carlo Ancelotti, 17.1 million on the table. Let's propose a new transfer fee. Let's go for 20 million and see if he will accept that. That's afraid the price is further than we could go. Can we agree at 17.1? Do you know what? I think we will. We're going to do the deal. We're having a big rebuild here at Old Trafford. Daniel James, potentially the next one out of the door. There we go. Marcos Rojo has been sold. He has gone to Fiorentina for £2.4 million. So in terms of our transfer budget, as it stands, £148 million. We made a profit of 51.8 million so far this season. So I'm pretty happy with how we're doing in the transfer market. You know, the wage budget is high, £148 million to spend. We're going to have to review this squad at some stage. I'm hoping to, you know, get one or two more players out the door who we don't really want here. I mean, there's like Phil Jones still needs to go. I mean, of the original shortlist, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be sad to keep Diego Dallo. He'd be useful, but if we can get Jones and Lingard both out of the club, and potentially Daniel James as well, that should go through to Everton. I think we'll have done all right here. See, what we can do then is once we've built that money up, we can rebuild our shortlist up again, and we can try and sign some more players to replace them. Daniel James has been sold. 14.5 million of that transfer price of the 17.1 is going to go into our transfer budget. Norwich have shown an interest in taking Laird on loan, which we will accept. He is a player who we wanted to loan out. Why can I not do that? What are they asking for? They're also looking to add a buy option, but you can try and negotiate without it. Now, I don't want to do the buy option, so we'll negotiate this one. So I'm just going to propose the loan without the buy option. Hopefully that goes down well. They said no, so he's going nowhere as it stands. So as we're coming to the first of the month, we should have a new youth update. Here we go. First of all, we've got a transfer offer for Sergio Romero. Fiorentina are back once again with a fee of £6 million for Romero. That's exactly what he's worth. I don't want to hold him back. I love Romero, but he's not going to get into my team. So we're going to accept that offer. Let's see if he can negotiate with them. We've got a... Let's just get rid of this email. Youth squad report, the list, the players that we've received further information about. So these are the players that were already in our youth academy. Let's have a look at these ones, and let's have a look at where they're from. Is this the English ones? It is. So we've got Dylan Graham, who has the potential to be 51 to 71. So I think that we're actually probably going to reject him. So that's not too great. 45 to 63. This is not a great first scout report. 68 to 94 for Adam Freeman. We'll leave him in there as it stands. 52 to 72. He's never going to make the grade. And 66 to 88 is another one who we'll reject. So the only one that looks potentially any good as it stands is Adam Freeman. We'll keep an eye on him. We're not going to sign him to the club as yet. We'll scout him further and see what happens with him. I think we also have got the other scout out in America as it stands. Let's have a look at our own youth academy, see if this has changed somewhat. So we've got Jaramillo, the goalkeeper, still 63 to 83, 68 to 88. We'll keep them in there for now. These three aren't going to really amount to anything. Lloyd Scone looks as though he could be a prospect. Left midfield or central midfield. He's Welsh. He's only 5'5", very small, but he looks as though he's going to be quite quick. Potential of 77 to 94, so suggestions could be maybe a mid-80, and we still don't know enough about our Chilean CDM as it stands in order for us to make a judgment on him, but we'll keep him in there. So Laird has gone out on a one-year deal to Copenhagen. They did originally, a bit like Norwich, want a loan-to-buy option, which we've rejected. They've accepted that side of things. So he is going to be out the club very, very shortly, and that will help his development a little bit. So 2 more transfer offers. Fiorentina are back again. They've agreed personal terms with Sergio Romero. So he has gone to Fiorentina. 4.8 million of that deal is going to go back into our transfer budget. Borussia Dortmund want to give us Zagadou and 12.5 million for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That is not something for us at this moment in time. Zagadou is worth 30 million. He's a centre back, but I really want to keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka at this club at this moment in time. So we're going to reject that offer. So Ethan Laird has once again rejected his loan, this time to Copenhagen, so he remains here as it stands. Barcelona want to transfer Paul Pogba for £70 million. I mean, absolutely not a chance are we going to sell to them. And then Harry Maguire has drawn interest from Tottenham. They want to give us Harry Winks and 4.3 million for Harry Maguire. I'm afraid not. Harry Maguire is staying with us. So before we face our first Premier League game of the season against Newcastle, we're going to have our first press conference. So let's have a look at what we've got here. The United fans have been enjoying what they're seeing from the team in pre-season. What's the mood like ahead of your first competitive game? I am going to say this is a talented group of players. That makes the morale a little bit happier in the camp as well. Do your supporters expect to see you qualify for the Champions League? Do you think your team can handle that pressure? I think we have to cope with people's expectations. I'm confident that we're good enough. Once again, that team morale going up. Pre-season's been difficult for Tellez, and he's struggled for form and fitness, apparently. Let's go for... Tellez is a big player for us at Man United. Every player has to earn his place. Let's do that. His morale goes up as well as the team. So first press conference is done. Let's get into our first game of the season against Newcastle. Oh, Old Trafford with fans in. Can't wait till we can actually have that again. You know, with all the struggles in the world at the moment. But here we go. First game of the Premier League season. Manchester United against Newcastle. So here's the starting lineup that we have gone with. We've got David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Upamecano, Maguire and Tellez at the back. Pogba and Van der Beek will be the central midfield partnership. Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford in the starting lineup today. There is the Newcastle United team, looking as though they're playing 5 at the back. Probably a couple of wing-backs. Almiron's going to be dangerous. They've got Callum Wilson. And Saint-Maximin as well is always going to be a big danger. But come on, Man United. Let's get the first 3 points in the bag. Now, I have changed a couple of settings and we're starting this career mode on Legendary. I'd sometimes do like to play on Ultimate, but things are so different on Ultimate. It's really, really tricky. So we'll start off on Legendary and see how we get on. Here's Donny van der Beek as we look to make our first chance. It goes into Anthony Martial and that just goes wide. Good opportunity for us, 6 minutes in. Here come Newcastle, though, with Saint-Maximin. Dangerous ball to the back post, and it could have gone in. First real chance of the game. Luckily for us, Alex Tellez was on hand. I'm quite liking the gameplay so far. Here's Bruno Fernandes. He's got Paul Pogba on a run. Paul Pogba makes it 1-0. Manchester United, 33 minutes in. Coming through from that central defensive midfield position. Jumps over the corner flag, and we take the lead. Lovely build-up this was. Fernandes just waiting for Pogba to find that space. And a lovely finish into that left-hand corner. 1-0. It's funny because Newcastle have definitely been the better side so far today. Bruno Fernandes is going to line one up. That one's straight at Dubravka. A pretty easy one for him. But yeah, Newcastle have looked far more dangerous going forward than what we have. But that could just be something to do with the match sharpness. Callum Wilson is in. Upamecano recovers though. That's the reason why we paid the money for him. So half-time, pretty 50-50, I think, in terms of, you know, how that could have gone. in the first half. We obviously took the lead halfway through the first half with a Paul Pogba goal, but before that, Newcastle were the better team. They've not really threatened since. So we're going to jump into the second half. Fingers crossed we can maybe get ourselves another goal and bag all 3 points. Well, we could definitely do with another goal as it stands. And here's Bruno Fernandes again. And he's looking for Anthony Martial, who could make it 2, and he does. Just clips off the inside of the post, finds that bottom corner. Martial grabs his first goal of the season in our first Premier League game. And we are 2 goals up at Old Trafford. 2 assists from Bruno Fernandes today. Man of the match so far. First slipping in Pogba, then slipping in Martial. Pretty similar goals, actually. Into the opposite corners. Nice finish from Tony there. 2-0 United. First touch for Scott McTominay is a good one. He finds Alex Telles, who then looks down the line and finds Marcus Rashford, who's been a little bit quiet today. Wow. Okay. That was a terrible cross. I didn't have the stick pointing the right way, I'm not going to lie. There's the one that just bounced wide from the Newcastle effort, but that was a terrible cross from Marcus Rashford. Here come Newcastle again with Fraser. He's faced up by Harry Maguire, who for some reason is out on this right-hand side. Marcus Rashford's doing absolutely nothing. Wan-Bissaka wins the header. Fraser's found himself some more room. The ball's gone in, and it's in the back of the net. And on the 79th minute, Newcastle have pulled one back through Callum Wilson. Terrible defending there. I don't know what Marcus Rashford was doing on that left-hand side. He was just stood there when Newcastle had got men over. But Newcastle getting one back. And there we have it. A win on opening day. Not much more that you can ask. The performance could have been a little bit better, but then again, we generated a number of chances and could and should have probably scored a few more goals. So looking at the match ratings, Paul Pogba got an 8.7. Fernandes just an 8.2. I think that Fernandes definitely man of the match for me today. So in the post-match interview, it's my first victory as manager. How did I think the team did? It was all about 100% effort. We'll keep trying to improve. This team can grow. I'm going to say we'll keep trying to improve. Definitely have to do that. Pre-season, they keep going on about Telles. Wasn't anywhere near the level we expect of him today. Telles was pretty unimpressive again. Let's say things will turn around, I'm sure. Let's just boost his morale a bit. He's probably not quite at match sharpness yet. Did he look his old self? He needs to get on a good run. Let's hope he's on a roll now. So that just contradicts each other. They've asked completely opposite questions there. One saying he wasn't very good and one saying he did do quite well. So, bit of a mystery on that one. But we have our opening win of the season. I've got an Xbox achievement, which was very, very loud in my ear. We've got another monthly scouting report, and this will be the one from America that I set up. It is. So we've got a player here, Eric Ambrose, 64 to 86. We are going to reject him. 51 to 71 for Haber. 65 to 89 for Reece Armstrong. That's not great, is it? And we've got another Haber, 75 to 94. There's a bit more of a prospect for us. Do we sign him up or do we track him for another month? Let's track him for another month and we'll see what happens in that next scouting report. So that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. We've done an awful lot today. We've sold some players. We've still got £182 million in the transfer budget, so make sure you suggest some players for me to buy in the comments down below. And in the next episode, we'll get back into the Premier League. We'll hopefully make some transfers. We'll start against Brighton and Hove Albion away. We'll also feature the game at Old Trafford with Wolverhampton Wanderers. I am not sure when the Champions League is. There we go. Has the Champions League group been drawn? It has. How did I not know this? Before we leave, let's check out our Champions League group. We've got to check this out. UEFA Champions League. And in our group, we are in with PSG, FC Vitterol, and PAOK. Is that pronounced Poke? We should get through that group, in fairness. The PSG game is going to be absolutely massive. I can't wait to play that one. Let's have a look at some of the other groups. Bayern and Barcelona in Group A. Man City are in with Porto. We've got Juventus, Mönchengladbach, Atletico Madrid. That's a hard group. Liverpool are in with Lazio. Club Brugge, Inter, Marseille and Chelsea. That's a tough group right there. Real Madrid in with Leipzig. and we've got Dortmund in with Rennes, Sevilla, and Ajax. So tough groups all round. But yeah, like I say, guys, that will end today's episode of Career Mode. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe as well if you are new. And there's going to be plenty more Career Mode content coming out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.